Nice and warm now. You didn't want to show the guns off?
No. You know what it is? I feel like it's hot. I'm sweating. I want you guys to smell my armpit, so I figured I'd throw the.
It's called deodorant.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I used it, but you know,
Just in case.
just in case.
Episode 4. Here we are. Again, people should know who we are already, so you know who we are. We're gonna start this one off, and I think this is pretty easy. Top.
We've been looking forward to this one.
Oh yeah. You're gonna sing it. He's gonna sing. Andrew's gonna sing.
That's
his
on the
entrance
on the
songs.
Patreon. That's on the Patreon only.
We're going for the top 5 entrance songs that you can listen to anytime. When I mean anytime, it's anytime. You're driving, you're in the shower, you're drinking, what working out. I don't know. Whatever you do, you can hear these songs anytime. Andrew, I think we'll take it off with you.
Okay. I'm gonna start it off with a real shocker for everybody, but the D-Generation X theme song.
Is that your number 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's number 5.
Got it.
Just a great rocker. Love those vocals. That 90s screech vocal that was really popular.
Yeah.
It's kind of timeless though. As much as it feels dated, it is a timeless wrestling song, and I'm comfortable listening to it whenever.
The lead
wherever.
singer for that one sound like Rage Against the Machine.
It's a Rage Against the Machine knockoff band.
Yeah.
I went to school the next day and lied to everyone, said it was Rage Against the Machine.
Well, I mean,
Just because I thought it was.
I think they kind of promoted it almost like it was.
Yeah.
Number 4. This one, I don't know if you guys know this one. Homicide's theme from Ring of Honor.
Of course.
Beanie Siegel, the
Yes.
truth.
Yes. Yeah. With the Kill Bill entrance in the beginning. Yes.
Oh,
That's good.
Dude, one of the all-time
That's a good
best.
one.
And because then when the beat started, it goes like boom, doo, doo, and all the RH fans would fucking bang on the barricades to the beat of the song.
Dude.
It was the next iteration of what the Sandman's entrance was in ECW.
He just retired, by the way.
Sandman?
Homicide.
Did he really?
Yeah, it's
okay.
like 2-3 weeks ago. He had found out he has some kind of brain injury. And he had to
shit.
retire immediately.
Jesus.
Really?
Yeah.
Number 3, Sue Me, No Chance in Hell. I like that song.
Good one.
I like it. It's a good song.
Who sang that one?
I think it's the same fucking guy from the DX one,
I
isn't
always
it?
thought it was like Diddy that sang it.
I have no idea what the lyrics are to No Chance in Hell, though. I have absolutely no idea
You got
beyond.
no chance in hell.
No, but the stuff, the competition is too strong. I don't know.
Just a lesson about time.
Yeah, I don't know what they say there, but I love it. It's for me. Number 2, RVD.
Ooh.
One of a kind. Not Walk. I know.
Wow.
But not a big Pantera guy. No,
Really?
Sorry. Just not a big Pantera guy.
Wow.
That's a great song.
But One of a Kind. I love One of a Kind. It's one of my favorite wrestling themes ever, and I would listen to that in the car. I absolutely would, just driving around. One of a Kind. Good song. Number 1, Tommy Dreamer, Man in the Box. Alice in Chains. Come on. That's a song that song was tailor-made to be a wrestling theme, okay? And I didn't want to be too obvious. I didn't want to, I love the Sandman, obviously, but Man in the Box is my number 1.
Man
Tommy
in the
Dreamer.
Box.
That's a good one.
I'm going to go with my number 5, and I love doing this one, Climbing a Ladder, and you guys know what it is. It's the Hardy Boys theme song.
Do you know that is just public,
domain?
Yes, public domain music.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
It used to be in a bunch of TV shows,
Yeah, I remember
commercials,
it on MTV and stuff like that. Yeah.
The State. You ever watch The State on MTV? It was in that every episode.
I remember.
That one and Hardcore Holly's theme song. If you remember that one, that is also public domain.
Oh, geez.
Yes.
My number 4 would be Kane, Slow Chemical by Finger 11.
Okay.
I like that one.
Okay.
That one was nice and subtle. I have a hard time with this one. It's Triple H, My Time.
Love it.
I didn't know if I wanted to put that as my number 2, but then my number 2 beats it out. But Triple H, My Time. I think that's the best Triple H song out of all of them. My Theory.
Okay. What? I don't even remember.
That was
not the
before
one.
the game.
Yeah.
It was the
Yeah. And he was like, one something, is this on?
Oh, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
That was sick.
Something. He said something and he says, is this on?
Yeah.
My number 2 would be Taz.
Which one?
If the WWE one.
Okay.
Yeah, but War Machine is pretty great.
Yeah,
too.
but I like
the War Machine is sick.
one. It's
But
like,
no, I will give it to you. The the Royal Rumble, his debut entrance is fucking awesome.
That's
It is
my
really
number
good.
2, and my number 1 is The Brood.
Ooh, good one.
The Brood. That's the best one. And guess what? Out of all 5 of them, my top 3 are all made by Jim Johnston.
Wow.
Of course.
Wow. All right. I'm going to go number 5. And I recommend you guys listen to this too on your way home. Demolition. Remind yourself of their entrance song. It's a pretty badass song.
I don't even think of what it is.
Axer. Here comes the Axer. Oh my god, dude! It's like death metal. Jim Johnson, early '90s.
Yeah, this sounds great.
Dude, there's a shoot interview somewhere where they talk about how everyone in the locker room was jealous of their entrance song. And at the time, if you think about it, it's almost like the way DX's entrance song changed WWE. Everyone started having cooler songs after that. They were one of the first cool songs from the early 90s. I'm going to say this, number 4. Seth Rollins' song right now.
Oh.
I fucking dig
Yeah.
it. Burn it down. I work out to it. I love that song. I listen to it driving. I enjoy it.
It's a good song.
Yeah. You look
song.
upset.
I don't like it.
No.
You're a music guy, though, right?
I guess.
I'm not.
I don't like it. What was his old theme? Didn't he?
He had some other thing like da-dun, something like.
I liked that better for him. I don't know. It just feels like forced a little, like because it's in the song. I don't know. I don't know. It's not for me. It's not my. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I mean,
I don't like a lot of
I
stuff
chant
with
along
Seth
with it.
Rollins' character past couple of years.
Can I tell you what me and my friend were talking about? Because I know what you're talking about, right? And we don't have to get into details, but I have the same feeling about him. But there's a lot I like, and we realized the problem with Seth freaking Rollins, is he has everything that a great '80s heel would have, except a drug addiction backstage. Like if he was on cocaine, that's the final step. Like if he was just doing mounds of cocaine before he went out every day.
So what you're saying is Seth Rollins should start doing cocaine.
He does everything like an '80s great '80s
I
flamboyant
agree,
heel,
and I endorse it.
Yeah.
Seth, if you're watching,
I'll take you to that. He's always talking about he wants to be at that next level.
Yeah.
And I want him too. Get that cocaine.
let's do it.
Yeah.
It's time.
We do not condone anyone starting or doing cocaine
Except
after
for Seth
listening.
Rollins.
Except for Seth Rollins.
Number 3, New Jack. A little bit
Okay.
easy, but come on. Like I love New Jack's
Sure.
song. Like that's undefeated.
Uh-huh.
No questions asked. I'm gonna go number 2. I'm gonna go a little weird. I'm gonna go Necro Butcher, Leonard Skinner, Freebird. Necro Butcher, the deathmatch tournaments, winning these things, and put it this way: when it's the final of the deathmatch tournaments, and you're outside and it's hot all day, and all of a sudden you hear Leonard Skinner coming out, and his bloody hillbilly comes out. And it feels like you're in the middle of Devil's Rejects.
I love that.
It's a very special experience.
I also just want to drop that the Briscoes used to come out to "Gimme Back My Bullets" by Leonard Skinner, which is also one of the best entrance songs of all time. It fit the Briscoes perfectly.
If I remember correctly, they actually hated it, and that was forced upon them by Jim Cornette.
That sucks because it's a fucking great song and it fit them. It was awesome. I loved it.
Who's your next?
My number 1, because you guys changed me up a little bit, and but I'm going to say, I'm just going to say it, Hulk Hogan. I love his entrance song.
Oh,
it's great.
Entrance song, like I'm Real American.
yeah.
I know he's controversial, but I'd be lying if I said that wasn't one of my favorite entrance songs of all time. I would listen to that, and then I'd listen to Born in USA when I was a kid. Like just feeling good about being
You're a big Reagan guy in the 80s, right?
Yeah, when I was 5.
He voted for Reagan.
When I was 5, yeah.
That is a good song, though.
It's a real song. It's not
It's
even
a real
It's
song.
not a wrestling song. It's not a Jim Johnson song.
No.
Did you know
forgot
that Hulk Hogan claims that he was supposed to be the bassist in Metallica?
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Really?
He really
Swear
claims
to
that?
God.
Jeez.
Well, he says a lot of things.
He was supposed to be the original bassist in
He's
Metallica.
drinking too much real American beer, brother. So our next one we're gonna do our top 5 pay-per-views. Now, what this encapsulate is like you cannot mention any WrestleMania, you cannot mention any SummerSlams or Royal Rumbles.
Which made it so hard.
Yeah, this is difficult.
Yeah, because like those are the pay-per-views that you save your good matches to have on.
Yeah.
So, but we can go from any promotion you want.
Yeah.
So whoever wants to take this one.
I'll go
off.
for it.
All right.
Yeah, we snake, right? One, this is really, really hard. Everything that I could think of ended up being one of these pay-per-views. So I'm going to go my number 5, Wrestle War 91 War Games, because I had to get a War Games in there, because War Games is my favorite gimmick match. We may talk about that down the road. And that is my favorite War Games because so many people got terribly injured during that match and kind of made it legendary. The powerbomb Sid gave Brian Pillman in that match. I don't know if you ever saw it. Look it up. It's disgusting. And to know that Sid apparently... I don't know. Apparently, there's an interview where he says he did it on purpose. It doesn't look like he did it on purpose. He may be reverse clout chasing on that one. And also on that same pay-per-view, Stan Hansen versus Vader to a double count out. My type of wrestling, aka dad wrestling. I like seeing big guys beating the poop out of each other. I don't know if we can curse on this.
Yeah, we've said it.
I've been doing
We've
it,
been
so-
telling people to do drugs.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck, shit,
Yeah.
balls.
All right. My number 4 is not a
Flag,
pay-per-view.
flag.
Not a pay-per-view, but it is one of my favorite shows that kind of made me fall in love with Japanese wrestling, and that's New Japan J-Cup 94. It was a 2-day junior weight tournament. It is the tournament that essentially influenced WCW to do its cruiserweight division, what brought Malenko and Mysterio to ECW and basically started it. In that tournament, you had Great Suzuki, Shujin Thunder Liger, Chris Benoit. I don't think Chris Jericho was in that year, but if you look at the list, it is just like the who's who of cruiserweights from that point forward. Shinjiro Otani, things like that. And the finals, you see Chris Benoit powerbombing Great Suzuki off the top rope, which was a move you just didn't see in the 90s. I know now everyone's powerbombing everyone off of everything, but in the 90s to see a top rope powerbomb was insane, especially as a kid. Number 3, I got ECW Barely Legal 97. This is a very personal choice of mine. I begged my parents to let me watch this. Yeah, and they let me because it was the cheapest pay-per-view compared to the other ones. I would beg them to let me watch it. They would say no. I think it was only $20 at the time. And you have Terry Funk covered in blood winning the world title, defeating Raven. You got the Eliminators versus Dudley Boys. You have the Sandman with the Singapore King. And if you didn't know this, at the time you could only watch ECW by staying up till 1 a.m. on the MSG network. From 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. they would have a show. So for a kid, it was really hard to do that. You could only do that when it was like the holidays and stuff like that. So be able to watch ECW in a normal time was amazing. Number 2, this is a new one. Backlash 2024. With the France crowd. AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes, great match.
I'm telling you, anything in any
I've never seen a
anything
crowd
in
like
Europe
that.
always sounds so much better.
But I've never seen a better crowd than that. Like all the Europe crowds, yes, they're ECW. Top to bottom, I've never seen a crowd like France 2024, and it made the entire show amazing. And Cody Rhodes was AJ Styles was a damn good match. And then my number 1 favorite pay-per-view of all time, hands down, is ECW Heatwave 98. What I think is the greatest ECW pay-per-view of all time. You have Chris Candido versus Lance Storm, another top rope powerbomb ending. You have Jerry Lynn versus Justin Credible, a top rope tombstone ending. Masa Tanaka versus Mike Awesome. Mike Awesome powerbombs him over the top rope to the outside through a table, and a bunch of head chair shots that give concussions that you don't see anymore. You have RVD Sabu versus Hakushi and Hayabusa, the great Hayabusa who's now in a wheelchair. And in the main event, you just have the Dudley Boys versus New Jack, Sandman, and Tommy Dreamer in an all-right bloody brawl. Every match was a banger. Everything ECW was about at the time. Greatest ECW pay-per-view of all time, ECW Heatwave 98.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's you. He walked us through the match you
great.
can close your eyes.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can visualize all the moves that Eric is saying.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I'm just gonna say you're never starting any of these fucking lifts anymore because like you set a precedence that make us all look like shit. Right. But here we go. My number 5, right? My number 5, WCW The Great American Bash '89. So looking this up online, I saw some of these matches, but in this one, you had Jim Cornette versus Paul Heyman.
Oh, this is
in a match.
Isn't this when Cornette? Is this when he breaks his leg?
Is this, no.
That's
but you're close. You're around that era.
You had Sting versus the Great Muta.
Yeah, that's a good
and Lex Luger versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, which was pretty good. Yeah. And then, which was the best, because I did see this one, Flair versus Funk.
Oh, yeah, the submission match, right?
Yes,
yeah.
that was really good.
Yeah.
My number 4, I'm going to go with the WCW 91. It was WCW, kind of like a cross promotion with New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Which, matches to Steiner Brothers versus Hiroshi.
I just watched that. With Flair Fujinami in the main event.
Yes.
Yes, I just watched that. That match was really good. And it had like a 50-50
Was this
ending.
the one with Sting and Rick Rude too?
Are you thinking when he broke his back?
Yeah.
That was in Japan.
Okay, that was in Japan.
Sting and Muta fought in that one again.
Yeah.
And you had Vader and Bam Bam Bigelow. Tag team.
Against Butch Reed and Ron Simmons, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Doom.
Vader and Bam Bam Bigelow, one of my favorite tag teams ever.
Butch Reed and Ron Simmons, very underrated tag team, though.
Yeah. And then we're going to go with number 3, which is WCW Spring Stampede.
A lot of
99.
WCW on you. I'm surprised.
It's growing up watching all these growing up watching wrestling, my grandfather always watched WCW more because he wanted to watch wrestling. Mm-hmm. He didn't really like the storyline and in WWF at that time where they're talking the whole time. But that one you had Juventud Guerrera versus Blitzkrieg and Rey Mysterio versus Billy Kidman.
Yeah.
Billy Kidman at that time was amazing. Then we have Bam Bam Bigelow versus Hawk, which is the Sandman. Hack.
Would you call him Hawk?
Hawk. Your favorite wrestler, Chris Benoit, and Dean Malenko versus Raven and Perry Saturn. And then we had Scott Steiner versus Booker T. And then the last match was Ric Flair versus Hulk Hogan versus Sting versus DDP. That was their main event there. And then Slamboree 94 as my number 2. This was kind of like a WCW and ECW. It wasn't really said as a cross promotion, but the wrestlers at that time, you had Austin versus Mark Marrow, Terry Funk versus Tully, William Regal versus Larry Sabisco, Cactus Jack versus Kevin Sullivan
versus the Nasty Boys, one of my
versus the
favorite
Nasty
matches.
Boys,
Great match.
Sting versus Vader,
Yeah.
and Flair versus Barry Windham.
Yeah, I just watched this one too. This was good.
Yeah, and then my number 1, I kind of I couldn't. It's like thinking, but I didn't. WWF In Your House, but I couldn't just pick one. So I kind of picked the favorite matches that I like, and my favorite one out of all of In Your House was HBK versus Jeff Jarrett.
Of course, you're going to say that.
That's actually surprising. I thought you were going to say him versus Mankind at Mind Games.
No,
I almost picked that
great match.
I almost picked that one.
The
I couldn't remember
showmanship.
any other match besides that one.
Yeah, no,
The showmanship in that.
Wait, was that 96 or 97 though? I think it was 96, right?
I'm pretty sure
think
it was not 96.
So it was there was probably an Austin versus Savio Vega match on that show because they feuded for the entirety of 1996.
They had another match in Your House was the Hart family versus Austin Goldust and Shamrock. And then the Triple H Hawk Pen match versus Henry Godwin. That was an In Your House pay-per-view.
Bro.
I love that match.
Dude, I did too.
It's
For
just
stupid shit?
Yes.
For stupid shit matches? That was a fun shit
Henry
match.
O'Godwin.
And then we got to go with Hell in the Cell, Taker and HBK.
All right, well, you just picked 10 pay-per-views. So.
That's what I did. That's what I said. I couldn't just pick it in your house.
Of the show
I
and
just
creative,
picked
so, you can just
couple
do whatever,
matches.
Just list every match you've ever seen. How about that?
Yeah.
There's only 3. Mr. Andrew.
All right. Number 5. Let's see. I didn't really put these in order, but I guess number 5 would be Fully Loaded 2000. If you remember this show, this has a fantastic triple main event of Undertaker versus Kurt Angle. That match itself is not that great. It's pretty quick.
Is that why he beats him really fast?
Yes.
Okay.
Undertaker, Kurt Angle. Then maybe the best Triple H match of that year, and that's one of Triple H's best years, Triple H and Jericho in the semi-main event. And then The Rock and Benoit in the main event.
I remember
where they did like a dusty finish where Benoit won the belt, and then the ref came back out and was like, no, and they restarted the match.
I was such a Benoit fan at that time.
It was so well done, though. It was really great. Fully Loaded 2000, great pay-per-view. Number 4, Money in the Bank 2011. Famously, the CM Punk, John Cena main event. Really well done. But there's other really good matches on that show. Daniel Bryan wins the Money in the Bank in the opening match. And then I think Del Rio wins the other one because he tries to cash it in later that night. But that's a really good pay-per-view. And then I think there's also Randy Orton versus Christian on that pay-per-view. And I think that's when Christian wins the heavyweight title from Orton by low blowing him or something like that.
He has a good theme song too.
Then after that, I've got ECW Barely Legal 97. Ooh. It's a historic. That's what I thought you were gonna go with too, but just for history's sake, it's an incredibly entertaining pay-per-view all the way through. Every match is entertaining,
and it's not like a match show where I can be like, watch this match, watch that match. You got to watch that whole show because it just feels crazy.
Yes, and especially if you've seen Beyond the Mat or any of the backstage footage of that show, like everything that was going on at the time, and knowing that they were like this close to being like cut off from the pay-per-view feed, like it's a legendary show. It's one of the best ever. Number 2. Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor 4. Okay, it's the culmination of the ROH versus CZW feud that ran through 2005 and 2006. If you've never seen this show, I implore you to seek it out and see it front to back. I have it here. I'm going to pull it up. Give me one moment. This is a fantastic show. Opened up with Delirious versus Seth Delay, kind of like a dark match. The Embassy, which was Jimmy Rave and Sal Rinauro, managed by Prince Nana, now with Swerve in AEW, defeated Colt Cabana and Jay Lethal. It's a nice little opening match. Nigel McGuinness defeated Roderick Strong for the pure title. Great match. The Briscoes defeated these guys, Irish Airborne, who admittedly I did not remember. AJ Styles defeated Davey Richards. Bryan Danielson defeats Sanjay Dutt for the ROH World title. And then the main event was Team ROH versus Team CZW in the Cage of Death, which was CZW's thing. It was such a good storyline, and there's so much going on in the match between the characters and all this shit. Like, Bryan Danielson is supposed to be Team ROH. He ends up walking out on them, and Cornette comes out, "You motherfucker," screaming at him, and Bryan Danielson is just like, "Fuck you, I don't care." And then Homicide comes out and saves the day. It's so well done. It's fucking great. And then number 1, my favorite pay-per-view of all time. I was there in person. I was a kid. King of the Ring 2001. You've got the tournament itself, which Edge won, but Kurt Angle wrestled 3 times this night. He had 3 matches. Semi-final match, I think he beat Christian. In the finals, he lost to Edge, and then he wrestled Shane McMahon in that brutal match where Shane just got dropped on his head like 4 different times, thrown through the glass. Booker T debuted at that pay-per-view. He ran right past me in the crowd. One of the coolest things I ever saw. The main event was Stone Cold versus Benoit versus Jericho in a triple threat, and those were my 3 favorite wrestlers at the time. So I did not care who won. I was going to be happy no matter what. The Shane and Kurt Angle match at that show is one of my favorite matches of all time. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, Shane almost died that night.
The Angle Slam off of the plywood on top of the ropes is one of the craziest spots I've ever seen.
And then trying to break that glass wall over and over, which...
Back to belly suplex and try to do it twice. Shane lands on his head twice, and he said, "Fuck it, through it. I'm just going to throw you through the glass instead." So, improvisation at its best.
That was a good pay-per-view.
Yeah.
All right, we got about 5 minutes left on this one. We're going to do a quick tag team draft.
Okay.
So we're going to go 1 each.
Yeah.
And then you draft a tag team.
Okay.
We're going to do this for maybe until we run out of time.
Okay.
Let's go.
And then you cannot draft the same tag team. And the other rule is if you draft a tag team that has another wrestler within another tag team, that tag team you can't draft.
Okay.
So, who wants to go?
I'll go first. And so no one takes them from me, the Dudley Boys.
Dudley Boys. I'm going to go with the two-man power trip.
Ooh.
Triple H and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I'm going to go with probably the greatest tag team of all time, the Road Warriors.
That's a good one.
I'm going to go with the Briscoe brothers. The
Which ones?
Ring of Honor Briscoe brothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going Steiner Brothers.
I'm gonna go one of my favorite tag teams ever. 3-minute warning.
3-minute warning.
That's weird.
Why is it weird?
I just didn't see it coming.
I'm going Brothers of Destruction.
3-minute warning was ahead of their time. Way ahead of their time. They would have been fucking huge today, dude.
Who do you got now? I went Brothers of Destruction.
I got Cactus Jack, Chainsaw Charlie.
Yeah.
Andrew?
Everybody say Edge and Christian.
No
right,
one said
Edge
Edge
and
and Christian. I'm going to go the Hardy Boys.
Hardy Boys. All right. I'm going to go with Stan Hansen and Bruiser Brody.
Jesus Christ.
Damn.
Come on.
You guys took a lot of good teams.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. The Usos.
No. Okay. I'm going to go with the NWOs.
Which
Hall of Nash. Hall of Nash.
The Outsiders.
The Outsiders.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go... I had a lot of thoughts for the last pick. But I'm going to go with I'm going to go local. New Jersey indie scene. Late 90s, early 2000s. I'm going to go with the Hit Squad. I don't know if anyone remembers who they were. The Hit Squad came out of the same school as Homicide, Monster Mac and Dan Moff. And they were just basically two big Puerto Ricans that would just drop you on your head. And they would come out to Pump Pump. I think that's a Snoop Dogg song. And they would just beat the piss out of you. And the first show I ever watched them on, it was a very low ceiling, kind of like where we're in now. And they would gorilla press people into the ceiling and let them hit the ground. It was good indie fun. So I just want to get I always want to shout out go to your local indie wrestling shows.
Okay.
You'll see some wild stuff.
Go to your indie guys.
Yeah.
Andrew, back to you.
New Age Outlaws.
New
That was on my
Age
list.
Outlaws. I'm gonna go with who did I have on this list? It's not on my list, but I'm gonna go with the Bushwhackers.
Oh, that's a good one. I should have done that.
I just thought about it. I was like, oh no, the Bushwhackers.
Yeah.
You know when they were before they were the Bushwhackers, they were the sheep herders, and they were like not a comedy act at all. They were like violent, like
Very Dudley Boys.
yeah, like that's
yeah.
who their original gimmick, And then Vince was like, "No, you're gonna
you
be
guys gotta
goofy
be more-
bastards
yeah.
You're
instead."
gonna be stupid.
Yeah, throw your arms up as you're walking to the ring.
You're gonna be two idiots.
Two inbred morons. But hey, they probably made more money doing that than they ever did.
Probably much happier now.
Eric, what do you got?
Oh, I'm still going?
Yeah, let's go. We got time.
Oh, we just go until we drop? All right, I'm going to go with Vader and Bam Bam Bigelow.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I got,
That's a good one.
slapping meat guys.
All right, well then, if we're gonna go outside the box picks, Tommy Dreamer and Raven. Weren't they ECW tag champs again? They were, right?
Yeah, that was weird.
Okay.
We were good at the weird picks.
I'm gonna do the Nasty Boys. The Nasty Boys.
Damn it, I wanted them.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
Is it my turn again?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Eliminators. Yeah.
I was, dude.
Total elimination.
The Pitbulls. The Pitbulls.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. The Eliminators were great.
Yeah.
John Cronus. Fucking
John Cronus.
rest in peace.
What do you got? What do you got?
Splash. It's your turn, isn't it?
No, it's.
Did he just say Pitbulls?
I said the Pitbulls.
Oh, you said, I didn't even hear you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go when I have this on my list. The Allied Powers. Lex Luger and
British
Bulldog.
Bulldog?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Allied Powers.
Oh my god. I'm gonna go with the Brain Busters.
Brainbusters.
Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Well, I guess I'm finishing it out here, right?
Nope, time's up.